Beep. Now recording. It was a mistake to record it. All right, then. Well.
Yeah, it was almost like an exact copy of that voice.
I don't know how much y'all remember of what we discussed, but the beginning of this the technical beginning, the beginning of the cutscene of the beginning of this campaign took place in Baldur's Gate. So all of your characters might need a reason to be in Baldur's Gate. But I'll just read you a little flavor text, boys. Baldur's Gate is the largest and most opulent metropolis along the Sword Coast of West Faerun. On the surface, it is a welcoming place. But just like any other large city, there's a grimy underbelly beneath the clean streets and cosmopolitan culture. Perhaps some of you come from one of those worlds, while the rest of you come from the other. Perhaps your roots are even farther afield. Regardless, your journeys have brought you to this place where you might make your fortune. However, a new murmur has trickled down from the highest levels of society to even the newest would-be adventurer. For the past several days, the talk of the streets and taverns has all been about the so-called death curse, a wasting disease afflicting everyone who's ever been raised from the dead. Victims grow thinner and weaker each day, slowly but steadily sliding towards the death they once denied. When they finally succumb, they can't be raised, and neither can anyone else, regardless of whether they've received that miracle in the past. Temples and scholars of divine magic are at a loss to explain a curse that has affected the entire region and possibly the entire world. So why don't we take a moment for you guys to introduce your characters, and I'm going to go in no particular order here, just as the names appear at the bottom of the Roll20 screen to me. So Chris, why don't you introduce your character, maybe describe a little bit about how you got to Baldur's Gate here, Fantasy New York, what you look like on the appearance, and why you would be standing outside the house of one of the wealthiest former adventurers/merchants named Sindra Sylvain.
Okay. Well, when you see my character, you can definitely tell that that he stands out. Varkan is a Goliath, probably over 7 foot tall, as you look up to him, and kind of off-white skins, actually slightly pale blue. There's just a faint hint of blue to it. And the eyes are pure white. No hair. Does have face tattoos. And is in a fairly large black cloak that obscures the rest of his body as he stands there. He seems comfortable here in Baldur's Gate, or at the very least as if he's not new to it. But as for his how he came here, perhaps we'll leave that for now.
Indeed. And it was going to be Lee next, but he suddenly disappeared from the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, he kicked me out. I was like, what? I'm sitting here.
Get out of here. Hey, you're back, so you get to go now.
Oh, shit. All right. What did I just say? Oh, yeah. Are we all standing in front of this mansion?
Well, I mean, you don't. If you want to decide that you know each other or anything, you can arrive together in pairs or by yourself. But basically, you've been invited to the home of Sindra Sylvain, which is somebody who was a retired adventurer a long time ago and merchant and arcanist.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, got it. Let's see here.
She's got a job in a faraway land.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say like I have any real connection to. I mean, I'd talk with any others before I got a connection to anybody. But yeah, no. His name is Sral Goshen, and he's half elf Paladin. The portrait is actually spot on. Really enjoyed that. So, and his motivations are not clear yet. No, actually, like, he was sent on a great quest to find a cure for this wasting disease, and they feel that and they were saying that there's a good chance it's in Chult. There, because it's a ancient world that has been grown, that the wild has taken over.
Oh, cool.
Anything else?
Up to you.
Made it pretty
Up
clear.
to you.
Yeah.
Play
I was
my
just wondering if
cards
somebody
close
had
to
a
the vest.
question, because I'm drawing a blank right now. But yeah,
You can keep it in character.
I was say y'all don't know too much about each other yet, so especially if you
unless I know-
decided you don't know each other.
Yeah, I played my cards close to the vest. You don't have to spill your guts if you don't want to.
You don't gotta be like, and then I have a third nipple.
but you all know that because I'm a shirtless barbarian.
Oh,
That's why I wear clothes.
Before you probably see a small black kinku. Doesn't look too out of the ordinary for a kinku. But if you ever hear him speak, he does speak almost Elvish. If you're kind of familiar with that, you'd probably notice it's Eladrin, kind of an accent to it. And you'd also notice he's wearing a amber ring that probably has a faint glow to it. And he is on a voyage to Chult. He says he's looking for blood at Chult to power his ring.
He just comes out and says that.
Yeah. I mean, everybody ask her.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
Remember I said you can keep some things close to your vest,
Somebody asked, he might say more, he might not say anything. Depends on what they
That's just a baseline.
He's like, I know this is kind of weird, but I'm gonna lay this out.
Blood for the blood god.
Blood for the blood
Exactly.
god.
I don't want anybody to be surprised that he's just going to...
That's my icebreaker.
All right, and Michael, how about your character?
All right. So my character is a female tiefling named Ratia. She doesn't appear to be familiar with where she's at. She looks very out of place. She's wearing leather armor that's obviously been through some battles, and she's got a hood up, and she's looking around for this building while she's clutching a totem in her hand. But her face is just kind of not really showing a lot of emotion, just kind of looking around, trying to figure out where this place is. But yeah, until I meet everybody up and we start talking, I think that's about as much as I want to give away.
All right. And what about you, Dennis?
Regular old dude, brown hair, like brown eyes, kept, cut short, clean shaven, clean cut. You totally blend into the crowd. You're pretty much average everyday Joe, like forgettable as can be. Right? Got a hood that one of those deep veiled hoods where you pull it over real far, you can't see the person's face. Leather armor, rocking a bow, a rapier, and a dagger. I think what else? Yeah. Other than that, that's pretty much what the character looks like. As far as where he's from, well, he's from Baldur's Gate, the city of thieves, man.
That's where we are.
It's a good place to
Right.
be from.
Like, this is my day off. I'm going to go visit this lady.
Right? Just kind of casing, stomping around, looking around, always looking for the next job.
Why don't we say that sounds like he's been to some of the more seedier areas of Baldur's Gate and been around the block a little bit. So maybe we've seen each other before. At least you've seen me. But I went by a different name when you saw me because it was a ring name, which is Bloodfist.
You a prize fighter?
Yeah, right. I was in a pit fighting ring, and you saw me there.
Right.
So you already know, a different name for me.
Like shaky in the back real quick. I lost my money on you.
Shouldn't have bet against me.
I dig it. Well, awesome, fellas. All right. Yeah, as I've said, you've been invited to this very well-known woman's house, Sindra Sylvain. And you're all led in by a uniformed attendant who you're all kind of loitering in the waiting room for a while until the last of you trickle in. And then this attendant leads you up a grand staircase to the 3rd floor, and then ushers you into a wood-paneled room with a fireplace, comfortable chairs, and a heavy table bearing goblets and a bottle of wine. The darkly paneled walls are hung with maps and sea charts. A person is seated in an overstuffed chair near the fire. You can't discern a gender because only the person's head emerges from under a heavy blanket draped over the chair. And an embroidered hood and silver mask conceal the wearer's face. Even the person's dry, raspy voice provides no clue as she says, "Help yourselves to wine and take a..." What the fuck did I write there? Oh, it's supposed to be take a seat. I was like, take as eat. What? Sorry, I fucked it up. Help yourselves to wine and take a seat if you wish. Thank you for gathering them together, Regis. I don't think I'll have the strength to repeat myself so many times.
I'll walk over, grab a bottle of wine, sit down, drink.
Indeed. He says, I assume you're all here since you've heard about my offer to go to Chult to seek to... Perhaps you're here to plunder the land's riches, but I've brought you together because I'm desperate. I need all the adventurers I can scouring the land over there. Because my contacts in the Harpers have learned that the cause of this death curse that has plagued us all in recent days is a necromantic artifact called the Soulmonger. And according to their sources, the Soulmonger is somewhere in Chult. Do you have any questions for me?
Assume you want us to get the Soulmonger.
Yes.
No leads. You don't have any leads at all, just in Chult somewhere.
Nothing so specific, but the source is very reliable.
Rati is standing in the corner, kind of separated from the rest of the group, and just says, what's the reward?
Well, I'll pay you from the riches I've accumulated over the course of my life, assuming I still live by the time the Soulmonger is destroyed.
She nods her head.
1,000 gold a head to destroy the Soulmonger.
Suits me fine.
And you said the cure for the disease is we can find within?
We think that the Soulmonger is the source of this. I haven't learned much beyond this. The agent who told me said they learned from a lich that lives in Thay about the Soulmonger, because the Soulmonger has affected the lich's ability to feed itself with souls.
Other Thayans looking for this thing now.
Most likely, which is why I need to assemble whoever I can.
Lovely.
I don't know if any of you know much about Chult. It's a peninsula ringed with mountains and choked with rainforests and plagued by enormous reptiles, savage goblins, and an army of undead that run unchecked through the jungles and ruins.
Yes, that's why I took your offer.
Oh, good. At least you know what you're getting into.
Sounds like hell. Maybe we'll find some devils there, too.
Mapping the damn place has always been impossible, almost. But I've managed to gather together every scrap of information, every logbook, every journal, every chart and map that's ever been made of any fragment of the island, and have created this map. And she unfurls a map, and I'll show you guys the map.
Oh!
Let's see if it breaks.
Did it break?
Lots of hexes are filling
A
in.
little bit.
Yeah, it'll take a minute to load.
There it is.
Behold, slot access.
Yeah.
I
All the hexes are areas in the map that haven't been explored yet. It was a pain in the ass to draw these hexes.
Where would we be arriving in at?
Normally, I would teleport us to the peninsulas. I keep saying island. The peninsula's only city, Port Nyanzaru. But I've grown weak. I can no longer do that. So I've chartered a ship called the Hag's Dowry that's waiting for us in the dock. Plan to use the last of my spell power to propel the ship faster than normal to get there. I expect the trip to take around 10 days.
To Port Nyanzaru.
Yes. I know one of the merchant princes that run the consortium there.
Oh.
And I can introduce you to him, and hopefully you can get your foot in the door on the island. You can ask him about the dangers there, as I've never been to the jungle myself. And most of the denizens of that place don't travel more than 100 or so yards from the walls of Port Nyanzaru.
What's the name of this merchant prince?
Wakango Tamu. He has a monopoly over magic items and their sale. Each of the 7 merchant princes does so as well. He's the only one I know about.
Does he have any relationship to the Flaming Fist?
Not that I'm aware of. I think there is a Flaming Fist presence there, but I'm not sure where it is. You would have to ask someone more local.
Varkan nods.
Does anyone have any more questions? Or should we proceed to the dock?
When do I get to kill things? That's my only question.
Varkan, I'll turn to look at you with the new eyes.
Careful that your zeal doesn't land you in trouble.
You
So
wouldn't
we're
be.
going to. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say is like I suppose you wouldn't be the first to take your bloodthirst to Chult.
She just kind of shrugs and doesn't even make eye contact with you.
What were you going to say, Dennis?
Where is Thay?
Thay is another nation that I don't know exactly where it is. I just know it's in the Forgotten Realms.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a long ways from here.
I didn't know because you mentioned it. That's how I wrote it down. I'm sitting there going like,
It is far to the east. It's ruled by liches, basically.
Yeah, it's an off-screen nation. It's basically powered by slavery and liches and magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
okay, so I don't have to really worry about Thay just yet then.
Yeah,
No.
it's just
you
it's
don't have to worry about Fae until you do.
Right.
All right.
They like it that way.
All right. I love that. It's great.
And
unless you run into
you're-
some agents of Thay.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about Fae until you're dodging zombies and fireballs.
You know, just so anyone doesn't have any weird preconceptions, this entire module takes place in Chult.
All right.
Wait, what?
Huh?
I'm on the wrong boat.
Right. All right. So we're going to Chult, kill Soulmonger, port Nyan Cat,
Port Nyancat.
Yeah, Wakongo Tomo, Wakanda forever. The Merchant Prince.
Yeah, she says I'm speaking third person. I'll be staying with Wakanga, and he will. I'm sure he'll be able to give you the lowdown on how things run in Chult. If you're willing to help him out a little bit, he can put in a good word for you with the other merchants.
I got no more questions.
All right.
Ready?
Well, if we're all ready to depart, I believe this will be the last trip I'll be making. So I'm going to go myself as well. She kind of struggles to get up out of the chair, and two of her attendants come over and help her up out of the chair. And you guys make your way down to the docks, travel by carriage, and board an old crusty ass looking boat called the Hag's Dowry, captained by a dwarf with an eye patch and a hat.
Is it like a bowler cap or?
Oh, it's a sombrero. It's a pirate hat.
Goes to squeeze next to me in the carriage.
Bundled up back there. But yeah,
You're right on the roof. With the
already
dog.
on the boat looks like a cadre of some very official looking elves. They're wearing arcanist robes, and a half orc priestess of Torm. I'm sure Torm's symbol is very recognizable, and I don't know what it is. It's a gauntlet, isn't it?
I think so.
It's a gauntlet. Because that way I don't have to Google it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've booked passage on here as well.
All right, I think I got it working.
Explodes. You have it set to rolling 2 instead of rolling a dice. Oh, it's because it's just intelligence modifier. Is it an intelligence modifier?
It's charisma.
Oh, charisma modifier.
Well, I mean, the attack.
Whatever your casting modifier is.
Yeah, the attack is strength, and then the secondary damage is my charisma modifier.
I got you. Yeah, it's been a long time since I used that cantrip. But anyway, yeah, you guys cast off and set sail, and and as promised during the trip, Cinder uses her command magic to accelerate the ship, and it seems the pace keeps you free from troubles on the water, like any wayward Sahuagin or pirates or anything. Nobody can keep up with you. But you can see it's taken the toll on her. Because after 10 days of travel, you see the untamed land of Chult on the horizon. And Cinder looks even worse for wear after the day's effort. And collapses on the deck once her wind spell expires. And her attendants help her back to her feet and begin to usher her way to her cabin, but she refuses. She stands on the bow of the ship. Or makes her way to the bow of the ship since she was behind the sail.
And then it says, I'm the king of the world, or queen, or whatever.
Nope, she just wants to watch. I don't know what the rest of y'all are doing. And during this time,
I'm doing that.
You guys got to know each other if you want to do any role playing on the ship.
Yeah, that's true.
I think, Varkan, other than introducing himself as Varkan to you guys, probably at some point over the travel, he mostly stays to himself. So, it would probably take some interaction, somebody else starting conversation for him to really.
Gotcha. I was thinking that I'd probably be like somewhat friendly with like everybody.
Yeah. So
like even like the just people working on the deck of the ship and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Varkan's more than happy to exchange words with you and whatnot if you start the conversation. But he's fairly guarded about his past.
Yeah, Rati is not going to really initiate conversation either, generally. So if someone wants to meet her, they'll have to meet her.
I think we're all antisocial.
Yeah.
And
We're all like staring
up. It's up for Sral. Sral's
staring
like
onto the horizon.
I want to ask everybody everything. I want to figure out who's on the boat.
All right, cool.
How long the boat's going to be there, when they coming, when they heading back, when are they coming back, that kind of stuff. as much information as I can on the city. Do you need me to roll gather information or something?
I don't think they have that anymore.
Well, I was looking it up, and it said something like, as far as like rumors and stuff like that, who to talk to and stuff. It said charisma, so I didn't know.
Wow.
You could just roll a general charisma check to ask everybody about what they know about the port and stuff like that.
Was it a D20 on this?
Yep, just flat charisma check.
Yeah, you just click on your charisma. I think you should roll it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, 7, not too much. The sailors seem kind of cagey. I don't know. They're like you seem maybe overly friendly to them. They're like a little bit cagey.
They're also edgelords.
Right?
You end up talking to Sral the whole time.
Yeah, for real.
She's like, I ain't got no idea about what's in the port, but damn, I like talking. Yeah, I mean the sailors themselves don't get much past the nodding at you phase. They'll be like, "Hey, what's up?" And then they'll just do the bare minimum of conversation while they're doing their jobs and stuff. But they don't really give you too much. You do learn. I'll say you do. I mean, you did. I mean, it wasn't like a terrible check. Like you do learn that they have been to Port Nyanzaru before, months ago. Oh, we got our mysterious jungle noise.
We need a Port Nyanzaru noise though first. This is like our jungle action.
Yeah, this is jungle.
Oh,
Look at me jungling it up.
jungling it up. Straight into the jungle. They just drop us into the jungle.
Port.
Yeah, definitely no jungle yet.
Hold on a second here. There's got to be. Yeah, how about they got one for it? How about this one?
Okay, here's the
Can I post in there? Yeah, I should be able to post, right? Hold on.
Oh, there's literally a.
Yeah, you'd be surprised for a lot of the modules that people have made in games for them.
There it is. All right.
I'll be damned.
Yep.
Sweet. Y'all still ain't there yet.
Another nice thing about the modules, yeah.
But yeah, you're still out on the ocean at the moment. Because, yeah, you head ahead of you. How do you make force people's perspective to go somewhere again?
Shift click?
Is it shift click? Let me try it. Did y'all move over here?
No.
Is it double click? That work?
Yeah, I think it is shift, hold shift down and click. It should be. Hold shift down left.
I'll just ping it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, ahead of you you see the Bay of Chult wild with jungle trees. And as you get closer, you can see a great hill poking above the city, or the city's walls capped with a gleaming gold building. And that's this building over here. Boom, boom.
This one?
This one
Oh,
here.
you're pink. Can you ping again?
Yeah.
He's pink. You can see his color over there. On the left.
It's just extra shiny, even though you got
This one here.
Yep. But yeah, and the compass rose is fucky because north is actually to the east. So or north is right, so east is down. So
They always do that. I swear.
It's fucky. It's because it's
Very
probably-
strange.
It's in the book like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Walski. And from your perspective, it's on. Oh yeah, on the map. Wow, I'm retarded. I wrote the thing in there. Anyway, yeah, the central cliff at the end over here is dyed with a rainbow's array of bright colors that stain the water around the cliff as well. It's down here. And a great chain stretched over the inner portion of the bay between a lighthouse and another building drops into the water with a great splash to let a ship leave the port. And that's this chain right here. A big giant chain stretched between this lighthouse and this other building over here.
Yeah, this dock, wharf? Not sure what you'd call it. It's pretty cool.
It's neat.
Mm-hmm.
Talking with the sailors and stuff, would I have found a place in tavern or something like that? Like, do they have any suggested taverns or?
Oh, well, that's something you probably could have picked up from Dennis's character, whose name I don't know. He went around talking to the sailors as well and talked to you a bunch. They talk about the Thundering Lizard. So you can't miss it. You can tell because it's got like on the sign out front is a picture of a giant bipedal lizard with a mane of bright yellow feathers. That's the main one they talk about because it's closest to the wharf and it's always rowdy.
Where's it at on the map?
Let me find it.
Another thing that you guys might have noted during the travel, even though Varkan didn't interact with a lot of people, he did spend a lot of time apparently like studying and kind of writing in this book, which which he didn't seem keen to show anybody. But if you looked over at it, it looked like it might be some sort of like arcane symbols that are in the book.
Huh. Looks like we got a witch. Burn it.
A witch.
He also has a couple of like kind of earrings, as well as a kind of a nice looking ring on looks like a black metal with like little tiny crystal or kind of like very tiny like little diamond looking specks on it.
Oops. I forgot that wouldn't be transparent when I put it on this layer. My bad, fellas.
That you can see when he's writing in the book. His hands are out of his cloak and such.
True.
Got all the rings. But yeah, this yellow dot on the map is the Thundering Lizard Tavern. Yeah, like I said, that ship's getting let out, and then, but before it starts to move, you guys are still way off. You guys are way out here. This, hold on, I got flavor text for this. Save me, flavor text. I'm floundering.
While you're looking for that, I'll describe a little bit more about what you might have seen Ratia doing while she was on the ship. She's not going to be talking to many people, but if you saw her about the ship, she's either going to be holding this little totem that she has, which appears to have it's made out of wood and appears to have like a blue kind of waterfall effect on it. But if she's not sitting in thought and holding that, then she's probably doing push-ups and lunges and anything she can do to keep herself fit at the time.
Got your wharf calisthenics going.
Yeah.
Right.
And Sral is probably helping with the rigging and stuff like that. Like helping out with the deck. And
Sral's just joining the crew.
No, I say, don't mind that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's a former soldier and used to sail around and stuff. So kind of a return to what's familiar for him.
Yeah,
which everybody knows because he's been talking to everybody.
He's like, hey guys, I used to sail.
Trust me. Yeah, I got it.
Everybody's like, by all means, tar the deck, man. Scrub it down. Dig it. Tie that rope. Yes. Yeah, on the other side of the chain, in the middle of water, is a giant statue of a Chultan in full regalia, wearing a leopard loincloth, a feathered headdress, and a fur cloak with monkey tails. He stoically bears a spear in one hand and a shield in another. That's this giant statue here.
Where?
I was going to ask about that. I was like, what's that in the middle of the water?
Oh, this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a monkey.
But,
Son Goku.
and all seems calm for a moment as the ship drips towards the grand city. But suddenly, the sea ahead starts to churn and roil, and waves crash over the bow of the ship, bringing its slow pace to a halt as it rocks away. It's almost like you hit something in the middle of the water. And sailors rush to the bow of the ship, and you might as well, or maybe you hang back. Because they're the professionals, after all. And anybody at the front of the ship, you start to see a row of barnacle-encrusted bony mountains rising from what looks like a giant boulder in the heaving foam. Water streams off the jagged crags like rivers crashing down a mountainside. And this emerging island dwarfs the ship as it surfaces, and the waves from it toss the ship about like a drifting feather.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab something probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna tie myself off, and if
Yeah.
a member of the party is nearby, I'm gonna like tie them after I tie myself. Like, all right.
And it looks like this.
Oh, it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
dark turtle. Oh my god, I've never seen these things before.
Yeah, I
I know
wanna,
exactly what it is.
yeah, I wanna definitely hang on to the rigging.
Yeah, I'm bracing myself.
Head comes up finally. A huge blast of steam erupts from the waves near the thick end of the island facing the perpendicular to the ship. Through the mist, an immense beak and a milky eye the size of an ale barrel stares blindly in your direction from the head of the largest turtle you've ever seen. And as the water calms, you also spot a dozen or more shark fins circling the ship. And the turtle starts to slowly spin around the ship, and then the ship starts to spin with it as it swims, and it says something. It goes,
Nobody speaks
what
Draconic.
languages do you guys speak?
Not Draconic.
I do speak Draconic.
What?
That wasn't Draconic.
If it's
I speak
Draconic.
primordial.
Yeah, I speak primordial and infernal.
It was neither of those.
I speak
Elven?
Elven and Dwarven.
And
Wasn't it?
goblin,
It speaks goblin. No, I'm just kidding.
right? It's like finally
You never
useful.
but yeah, it just keeps.
I'll ask
drifting
the
along.
lady that's with us. I forget her name.
Her Syndra Sylvain.
Yeah, Syndra. I'll ask Syndra. What? Did it just say something?
Says yes, but I didn't understand it. And then about a minute passes where there's this tense moment where no one can understand it, and it's just circling the ship. And then the ship's like the waves are so fucking powerful that the ship is spinning in place, like following this thing like a needle on a compass.
What the hell's is going on?
And all of a sudden it speaks again, and those of you that do understand Draconic. Where's my tribute?
It wants a tribute.
As,
The sailors are like, I don't fucking believe it, man.
What sort of tribute?
Yeah, I'll call out. What tribute?
Gold and gems.
I ain't got none of that shit.
And one of the sailors are like, and somebody just throws a sack on the ground and they start throwing coins in it. And you see they put the equivalent of what looks about 50 coins in the bag, and then the milky eye, like it swivels its head so its good eye can see the bag, and then it goes, more.
Just realized I didn't write down all my gold. Oh.
Infinite gold.
Yeah. I did that hack. You know the one.
Yeah, the sailors put more gold in, but like between them and like Syndra throws in gold, and like, it's up to 150, and they says more impatiently. And the ship starts to rock.
I'll put 20 gold in the bag. Curse.
Yeah.
I will as well.
I don't think I have any gold. I don't remember
Oh,
getting any
okay.
gold when I made my character.
Got them shook down
They
by
usually get 10 or 15 from the
Dragon
background.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, and then you get some from your class. Did you pick a package or did you roll?
You should have at least 10 gold.
All right, well, I'll just throw all my gold in there.
I'm going to be responsible and give them 4 gold.
I don't have any gold.
Yeah, well, between all of that just got added, he says, throw it over. And opens his mouth. And the captain, big peg-legged captain, comes down and picks up the bag and ties the string and slings it into the turtle's mouth. And the turtle just descends back into the waters.
Well, that's a fine welcome to Chult.
Mhm.
Syndra's
I
kind of
hate this
breathing
place
heavily.
already.
She says, Wakanga didn't tell me about that.
I doubt it's something they want to advertise.
Yeah, like, I mean, coming here is kind of a bad idea to begin with, and you find out there's a dragon turtle charging admission.
Yep. Yeah, you guys are let in. Basically, you drive, sail through where the chain dropped into the water, and there's a couple people standing on the lighthouse, a couple people standing on the other building, looking at you guys, and Syndra signals to them, and they kind of walk off, and you guys sail on through.
Oh yeah, I have a chess set. I forgot about.
You should have threw that in the bag.
So, like, I was probably trying to find people to play chess with. Whatnot.
Yeah, but as that other ship leaves, the turtle resurfaces and shakes them down too.
Varkan probably would have played a game of chess with you.
What's that?
Varkan probably would have played a couple of games of chess with you along the way.
Cool.
I would have lost a game of chess if you played it with me.
I don't know. He's real dumb. He's real dumb.
We'll roll our chess games later.
Yeah. Like, oh, he does have proficiency, though, so.
Yeah, there you go.
He's not the best chess player, but he knows how to play.
Yeah. I have a +1.
But yeah, your guys' boat was a little damaged, but they take you over to the dock. Let me see if I can get this. They take you over here and check in with the harbor master. And this is the harbor master's building right here. But the harbor master's not in. He's off around town doing stuff. So one of his attendants, just a regular Chultan lady, just checks everybody in, and you guys, and then Syndra's like, I can take you to Wakanga if you would like, unless you just want to explore.
Well, can we meet up and go see Wakanda tomorrow? That way we can set
It's
up a place.
Wakanga, right?
Yeah, Wakanga.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. I'm going to mispronounce
I
that.
know, it's so cool.
Yeah,
It's so close, man. Like, I'm like, what?
This is Wakanda forever.
Wakanda.
That's what I said earlier.
Yeah, I was gonna have all his like guards and stuff be like Wakanga forever.
Oh yes.
How do I add a skill? Because I want to add, because I have vehicle land, and I want to add this gaming set as well.
Did you use your feats?
No, I'm talking to the character sheet. Yeah, I used my feats. I got spells.
Missed a little bit of flavor text. Yeah, it's not nighttime or anything. It's like the sun blazes down on this tropical city. Familiar sounds of a harbor, creaky roads, slapping waves, and crowing chickens. Heavy barrels rolling across cobblestone mingle with voices shouting and cursing in an unfamiliar language filled with clicks, inhalations, and sing-songy words that make it sound almost musical. The aroma of unfamiliar spices and tropical fruit mixes with the wharfside smells of fish, tar, and canvas. Beyond all that, Port Nyanzaru is an explosion of color. Buildings are painted in bright shades of blue, green, orange, and salmon pink, or their walls are adorned with murals portraying giant reptiles and mythical heroes. Every building sports baskets and clay urns of colorful flowers or is draped in leafy, flowery vines. Minstrels in bright clothing adorned with feathers and shells perform on street corners. Multicolored sun awnings flutter across the top of the city walls. And a crowd of children dressed in feathered hats and capes race past you, squealing in delighted terror as a street performer costumes as a big-toothed lizard stomps and roars behind them. The whole city seems to be bustling, sweating, laughing, swearing, and singing.
It's hard to believe the world's ending right here. I couldn't imagine anything being wrong here.
It's ending faster for some than others, I say, looking back towards Syndra. And then I say, I'm fine with going to see Congo now, if we were to get that over with.
Yeah.
Apparently, I got a deck of cards, too, so.
Sooner the better, I say.
His house is just on the other side of this wall, and she points in this direction. But yeah, if you guys go there first, you get there without fuss. Let me roll a random encounter. It'd be funny.
Let's go talk to this merchant prince.
This is Wakango Damu. All right, but yeah, it's you go up there, you travel these paths, dodge a bunch of people, head up steps into what looks to be a more richer district of the city with more guards patrolling and stuff like that. And you get to the front of this opulent mansion with 2 guards standing out front in full gear there. They kind of cross spears until Syndra explains. But even then, they're still untrusting, even though they're good friends. And one of the guards goes inside while the other waits outside with you guys. Vinci Wakanga himself shows up, and he looks like that token. How do you make it to where tokens get seen? Shift?
It's
There's a control.
It's control something. I think.
You're supposed to know these things, Chris.
Yeah, well, I can't test it now, so.
I'm not GM.
There it is. Z click.
Is it Control Z? That sounds right.
No, Z click.
Z click. Oh, Z click. Oh, okay.
But it doesn't want to load. It's like, how dare you? It's like broken. Anyway, fuck that. Zoom in if you want to see his face.
Yeah, I already did.
But yeah, he comes out and he's like got his arms open for a hug, ready to greet her, and then he sees the state she's in. She's like wrapped in bandages on her arms. She still hasn't taken off her mask. You guys don't know the state of her full decay and damage here. But whatever it is, especially she just looks worse. She looks like she's gotten thinner over the course of 10 days, even though she's been eating with the rest of you. But he's like, by Uptao's horns, what has happened to you, Syndra? She said, oh, Wakanga, can we come inside? Of course, of course. He ushers you all into this big grand lobby. And the lobby's got all kinds of diplomas and arcane theorems on the walls and stuff. And he leads you over to a seating area.
Sral looks at them and puts his hand on his chin and nods sagely.
I'll also kind of stare at him a bit.
He has absolutely no idea
without the sagely nodding.
Yeah, anybody with training in the Arcana skill, you see it's mostly self-aggrandizing stuff. But then there's stuff on there like he's a legit magician.
Ratia just kind of looks around, just looking around, just looking at her environment, looking for exits, things like that.
There's an exit behind you. You see all kinds of potted plants and vines on the wall, cisterns of open water everywhere. That's one thing you notice is the streets were still wet. It's like it just rained here. And like a lot of the buildings you walk past have big giant open like cisterns on the roof for collecting water. Barrels of rainwater, just water fucking everywhere here. And it's humid.
Cistern, that was the word I was looking for last night when I was talking to a friend of mine. Because like in Bermuda or whatever, I think it is, they don't have groundwater, so it's building regulation that cisterns are built in.
Huh. Yeah, it just takes you immediately to the right past a row of pillars that are dividing 2 halves of this room. And then just a little seating area full of cushions and little tables, and has his servants bring tea or whatever you desire to drink. And yeah.
Ratia just asked for water.
Yeah. Well, we have plenty of water here.
I can tell.
I'll have like some kind of ale or saison or whatever.
Yes.
What kind of spirits?
I don't think I'm going to be getting used to drinking the water around here.
Ale,
Rum
wine.
is my drink of choice. Rum is my drink of choice, but we have all things here in Port Nyanzaru.
Might as well start things off with rum. It's a good chaser to dragon turtle shakedowns.
Oh yes, he moved in very recently. Has taken over our harbor, has hurt profits very badly. He takes the gold as they come in and the gold as they go out. So prices go up from here and prices go down when we're importing.
What a jackass.
Very bad situation.
Has anybody tried to negotiate with him?
There is no negotiation. Those who take too long to feed his addiction to treasure end up sinking in the harbor.
What about the Flaming Fist? They're here, right? They can't be happy about this dragon turtle.
Oh, yes. Yeah, the Flaming Fist have set up an operation. They've built their own fort, so they don't have to use this harbor.
Fuck it.
Who's in charge?
Liara Portier is the current head of that chapter of the Flaming Fist.
He nods and says, do you know the name Tresic Grimblade?
No, not personally.
Do you have any dealings with the Fist? Liara?
Mostly not. They tend to keep to their own. I only keep tabs on them as much as they will affect my business. Rumors abound that they have found some strange material up there.
Near Fort Baldurin?
What was it? How do we pronounce it? I've been calling it like Balurian the whole time. It's weird. Belluarian.
Oh, Belluarian. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Fort Belluarian. I was just going from memory.
Yeah, distant from their fort, they have found a catch of some kind of some strange material.
Interesting.
I've heard it called brasswood or timber brass. It has an amber color to it. I have yet to see a sample myself.
Maybe it's something we should take a look at when we're around there.
Oh, it's just like you foreigners. You here for less than a day and seek to traipse off into the forest.
Well,
perhaps you should get yourself settled first.
Well, the dragon turtle we don't have much money left after that, so, you know.
Well, I can remedy that situation. And test
you can give us money? Awesome.
Oh, I would love to give you everything you need, even if you're here helping Syndra with her problem. But I am in the business to make money. And I must know if I can trust that you won't die as soon as you set foot in the jungle, making it all a waste anyway.
Well, if we spend all our money here before we go out, we're not going to be able to get as many supplies. I imagine that means we're going to die in the jungle.
We'll see. I have a solution. Perhaps we can crush two skulls with one stone, as they say.
You willing to give us a skull-crushing stone? That sounds good.
Well, there is a certain time-sensitive matter of mine that I would like taken care of.
I will
does
prove
it
myself
involve
to
skull
you.
crushing?
And how much does it pay?
If the job is completed to my satisfaction, I will pay your group a total of 100 gold pieces, and you may keep the things that you find. It is sort of a recovery mission, but I will buy the things that you recover from me. In addition to the fee. I don't know how deep this problem runs.
So what is the problem?
There is a certain snake in the old city that seeks to undercut my prices, the prices which are mine by right to set as the merchant prince of arcane things. And one of my agents has set up a deal to buy from this criminal and try and learn more about their operation. I believe that if Syndra here trusts you to help her, I can trust you to help me. And if you can do this simple job, then...
Not exactly a fan of free and open commerce here, huh?
No. You see, each of the 7 princes we own have a monopoly over different aspects of the trade here in Port Nyanzaru. This is how we maintain balance between each other. We don't step on each other's toes, and we stamp out any who would oppose us.
Must be difficult to keep balance while you're stamping out people. Must be a delicate dance.
We do what is necessary.
Mm.
Perhaps you would understand if you had money and power.
Well, if I do
Perhaps.
some jobs for you, maybe I'll have some of that money and power one day.
Exactly, she understands.
Yeah. She's great like that.
Horses do not do well in the environment of Chult, so I recommend you abandon your high horse, Goliath.
All right. I give up. What do you want?
Well, I'm going to have my agent. She's going to set up a meeting to buy from one of the lieutenants of this gang. And I would like you to follow her so that she is safe. And also to destroy the gang.
Oh,
Once
an
the deal-
ambush. I like ambush.
And by destroy, you mean...
Well, I want the gang destroyed, and I want the idea destroyed, but the people don't necessarily destroy them. We could use them for entertainment. We will put them to trial if you do not kill them. And they will most likely end up in executioner's run.
Of course they will. Varkan just kind of looks to everybody else's, or the rest of the group to see their reaction.
Sral's a little bewildered about the exclusive pricing thing, and but he's like, I guess it's it's a job.
It kind of goes over my head, my character's head. It's like politics.
Ratia's just sitting around flipping her dagger up in the air and catching it, flipping it over and over, just, waiting to go.
Yep.
What part of town is this guy operating in? Do you know, or do you?
He's operating in the old city, shrouded by the beggar princes that live in the ziggurats there.
All right, old city ziggurats.
And I will reveal old city on the map if I can pull it out of the GM layer. Leia. Token Leia. This over here is the old city. It is on the extreme left, upper left of the map.
Ah, I see.
For old city, okay, yeah, outside
Outside
the
of
wall.
the wall, yeah.
Yeah.
It's beyond the wall.
Then what can you tell me about Old City?
Old City is a den of criminal activity. It is kept running by the beggar princes that live in the ziggurats out there. We call them the beggar princes as a term of derision, but sometimes they surprise us with how they get things done. They all sit upon a string of debts and lies and deceits and blackmails that keep them in power. We don't know how many beggar princes there are at the given time. One can be replaced as easily as any other.
So I can kill one then, is what you're saying, if they're so easily replaced.
Would that be a problem?
Well,
I think it's a preference.
The only ones who have had sanctions against them are the gang that I have problems with. The beggar princes have certain information. We can't just go killing them willy-nilly.
Nah.
Or secrets might come out. But they are high on the food chain in the old city. I doubt you will see one of them. My only concern is the gang. Specifically the lieutenant. Let me find... what's his name? Zazo Matwa.
What was that?
Zazo Matwa. He's a man with a
Zazzle?
tattoo of a Jakuli that rings one arm. If you are new to Chult, a Jakuli is like a coiling armored snake that is native to our land. He is part of some kind of gang. When you meet my agent, Kahani, she will inform you more.
Do you know how they came in possession of the items they're selling?
No, if you could discover that, I would appreciate that as well. Any information.
So Zazu Matwa was the name of the leader of the gang. What was the gang's name?
I believe Kahani has told me they are called the Water Ghosts.
The Water Ghost. Okay. So after we get information, can we get rid of all the Water Ghosts?
Certainly. They have had sanctions against them. And he reaches into his robe and he pulls up an iron token that has a picture of a Triceratops' head on it. He said, they have all been given one of these.
I'd say Ratia's eyes get big, and she says to him, "Is that a creature here?"
Yes.
Oh,
It is the bighorn, the Triceratops. Or the Yatepka in our language.
that will be my prize.
What were they specifically sanctioned for?
For going against the laws of Port Nyanzar. For interfering with my business. Without going through any licensed channels. You misunderstand, I am not the only person who sells. It's just that anyone that wants to sell arcane implements has to do so with my blessing. They are selling illegal things, strange things.
So they must be stopped.
And
Now, if we could prove that they were smuggling,
I think it's past the point of proof. These people have been sanctioned for death.
yeah, that's true. Didn't know if we could go, if we were looking for a non-violent or if we were going to outright mess them up.
Well, I think I misspoke. The guy that's been sanctioned is Zazo Matwa. He's the one that's been given the token, and he's the one with the tattoo.
Oh, okay.
The other guys will be judged based on their involvement in the gang. So they're like, you can beat the shit out of those guys, but try not to.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Zazo Matwa, he can be moitered freely. I believe I misspoke.
Yeah, if they fight back, it's self-defense, so basically. Yep. And we're... Yeah.
Well. So do we have an accord, or do you have more questions?
What's the time limit to get this done?
What's going to take me an hour or so, maybe 2 hours to contact Kahani. But this deal that she has coming through is fading fast. I'd say it may fizzle out by maybe even this night, but she would be the one to know.
Well, we should get to it.
These water ghosts are very suspicious. They have very regular patterns, and when you invalidate those patterns, they tend to turn to ghosts.
Ratia stands up and flips her knife one more time and then sheathes it and says, "We should get to it."
I'm with you on that one. Let's do this.
Excellent. Oh yeah, and during all this, Syndra, like at one point, she started to look real weak, and one of her attendants came to help her, and then he offered her some quarters, so she's just basically went to bed after this. She's like, I will talk to all of you later, at a later time. I have no strength left today. It's much too much excitement. Yes, services if you would like to go. No, you'd like to go explore the city a little bit. If you would like to meet at a tavern, I can have Kahali meet you at a tavern or something.
The sailors recommended the Thundering Lizard.
Yes, they would. Thundering Lizard is quite the rowdy place. I'm more of a Kaya's House of Repose man myself.
Where's
I have
that?
to check that out.
Mark
I'm
that on our
interested in
map.
this carnival scene right here.
Hold up your map. Mark it on my map.
Oh yes, do you sell tourist maps? I mean, we're in Jurassic Park, so like, give me the pamphlet, motherfucker. Chip chop chip.
Kaya's House of Repose. Let me do.
I got it.
Maybe do my little yellow shape here.
Oh, actually, that was. Oh, that's not
Over
it.
there.
That wasn't me. I wasn't pinging.
Oh,
okay.
I see. It's right here.
Yeah.
It is
Okay.
under that bridge, a little to the northeast of where you put that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was interested in circus tent.
Okay, I see. I thought
Circus
that
tent.
was Bry ping.
Nope.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow, we are going to the circus tent. Yes. Wait a minute, where are we currently? I'm sorry.
You are in this place. You are next to Wakango.
Oh, okay. Oh,
This is
okay.
his
All right. Yeah.
merchant villa.
Yeah.
His island
Okay.
merchant district. Yes, just let me know where you're staying so I know where to send her.
Where are we?
Man, like this place is like fuck thieves because I'm guessing these are like watchtowers or something.
Yeah,
Like
these
right here?
walls. Yeah, those are walls. It's a walled city.
Yeah,
Walls,
so it's
walls.
like, oh, just
Yeah,
gun
the way
them
this is
down.
arranged-
This is the Primo district that he's in.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are they're like 4 hills. It's like a tiered city almost. Like
Yeah.
up here and here. This is a hill.
Yeah, this
is
is
a hill.
where the elite hang out.
Yeah.
This is a hill, and this is hills over here.
So where are we staying?
And where
I think we're gonna check some places out. Like, I don't know if the Thundering Lizard or Kaya's has rooms or not, but I say we like do a club hopping situation.
Well, we might want to set up where they're going to meet us. Is that going to be the lizard?
He's like, I need to know where you will be approximately 2 hours from now.
Oh,
Can't just tell them we're club hopping.
We're in the city. Find us. Ancient hero, where's Waldo?
I guess. I don't know. The Thundering Lizard. What do you guys think?
Sounds
What do
fun.
y'all think?
Sounds fun to me.
Sure.
Dun, dun,
Not
dun.
opposed to the Thundering Lizard.
Cool. So yeah, walk down there between these 2 towers and past this big. You can see this building right here that I'm pointing at is a big temple to Gond, which is a god of crafting. And this right here is a giant gate painted with all kinds of murals and ancient heroes. And this is the Thundering Lizard. And this is a loud ass wharf district.
All right. They said they want to see that they'll be meeting us here in 2 hours. Y'all want to check out like Kaya's and maybe like that circus tent over there?
Because I think this thing is to scale. It's not like that's miles and miles away. These taverns are 300 and some feet apart.
Yeah, let's ask what's in that that big building over there.
What big building?
The circus thing.
Circus tent. You just ask a passerby.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, yes, that is the Grand Souk, the Grand Market in your language.
So I'm too broke to go there. And then this is what you're saying?
It's on gold, so.
Yeah.
All right. How do I do that thing that Brian was just doing?
Well, we
with
need
the-
to get unless is someone setting us up with rooms? Is that
Oh, okay.
I mean, you don't need to buy a room just yet. You just need to hang out for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fair enough?
Yeah,
But
that's the one I put in our room.
Yeah, but you got
gonna
2
have to do it
hours.
at some point.
You can at least get the lowdown on locations that seem interesting in the city if you want.
Yeah, I was thinking we could have like a cursory look of the place, and or we just be back here in 2 hours.
Yeah. And I mean, there's plenty of people who are acting as guides because there's people always coming and going, and like you just looking at this place, it almost seems like half the people are foreigners that are here.
Is there a celebration going on? It seems like it.
Maybe when you get to there, do you guys walk to the Grand Souk?
Sure. What's it called again?
The Grand Souk, S-O-U-K.
Gotcha.
That's the market.
Yeah. But you get there and you guys see a bunch of people who are trying to get your attention. Like there's a tabaxi, which is basically a cat person that's swallowing fire and blowing flames and stuff. And
not to be confused with the tribe tabaxi that is also here. So.
They don't exist. A cat person is breathing fire, and there's a Chult juggling swords, and basically it's a big pop-up advertisement. They're like, please come here and spend money. But yeah, basically any piece of equipment that you could find in the player's handbook is there, and if you guys want to like look for deals and shop for good shit, you roll an investigation check. But that would take time. That'd be like an hour of time to scour the thing for anything beyond basic equipment.
Yeah, I would say I don't think I had a backpack or anything else like that in our water skin. I might pick some of that stuff up while we're walking through.
You can find all that stuff at normal prices.
That's what I say, like a bedroll, water skin.
Mm-hmm. When you buy the water skin, the person offering you the water skin says, "Oh, you're a foreigner. Do you intend to travel to the jungle?"
Don't know what I'm doing yet.
Well, if you want to go, you may wish to buy a rain catcher, or at least a pot to boil your water in. You don't want to get throat leeches. By all means, avoid drinking the water that you find on the ground.
Did they say throat leeches?
Yes, throat leeches.
Good to know.
Are they like tiny? I don't understand.
Like a rain catcher is 5 GP. I'm gonna Google it real quick.
Yeah, I was interested in that myself.
Kavaki, help us. Throat leeches.
Harrison, did you find the price of it?
I think it was 1 gold, but that was.
Was it 1 gold?
But I'll look it up.
It was Raincatcher actually in the player's handbook?
No, it's Tomb of Annihilation book, but I don't remember that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's 1 gold, but it weighs 5 pounds.
Yeah. I will purchase a Raincatcher.
Yeah. And then I have a pot for boiling water, so.
Yep. And just, yeah.
If you buy it, I'll carry it.
Your pot can hold 1 gallon, and it takes 20 minutes to boil a gallon of water, just in case time ever becomes an issue. I looked up some of these rules.
How long does it take to boil water?
20 minutes to boil 1 gallon of water, which is how much your pot holds.
Huh.
How much does the Raincatcher hold?
The rain catcher, let's see. When the tarp is stretched across the wooden frame forms basin, that can catch 2 gallons of drinking water per inch of rainfall and hold up to 8 gallons.
Ah.
Do you think I should buy 2 Raincatchers?
Wooden frame can fold up for easy transport.
Sure. How much were they? A gold, you said?
Yeah. I'll buy another one.
8 gallons.
If you're up to carrying 2.
I'll buy this one.
Yeah, I could carry 2. I don't know if we'll need to.
Yeah,
what was your name, by the way? We haven't talked much. I say.
You can call me Shackles.
Shackles. Do you look like your image? What do you look like again?
Yeah, I'm a pretty normal-looking Kinku.
Yeah.
Other than the big ring on it.
Yeah, and you're speaking common, right?
Yeah, common. It's like pretty much perfect common, but an Elvish accent.
Yeah,
more specifically,
like you're the most well-spoken Kinku I've ever known. By the way,
thank you. It's all to this ring. And he shows up a fancy amber ring. It has given me much power.
Well, that's nice. Sure, I'll carry 2. You pay, I'll carry.
It's a good deal.
So y'all just buy regular gear, or do y'all start searching for crazy shit?
I ain't got much money.
I don't buy anything. I have no money.
I have 34 gold now.
What's the difference between spending 15 minutes and an hour?
I just gave most of my money to the fucking dragon turtle.
Yeah. So,
But yeah, anybody with you can spend your gold, it spends just as good here.
yeah, like what are some things in this bazaar that I haven't seen outside of Chult?
It's mostly Chultan-made versions of your standard kind of equipment. The coins are really interesting. Like you give them a round coin, and they give you back a kind of a rectangular thing they call a tael, T-A-E-L. And it's got a loop at the end of it, so you can put them on like a string, and you see some people wearing them in like necklaces. And most you see advertisements for magical gear, things that are like far beyond the realms of possibility. See some potion sellers, but most people keep their actual wares either locked up in big giant iron cages next to like dinosaurs that are pulling the cages. You do see a couple dinosaurs, none of the really big dinosaurs. You probably saw a lot of big dinosaurs as you were walking past the Thunder and Lizard, because like this is the dry dock over here where they're pulling boats in, and they're using big ankylosauruses and triceratopses to pull things off of these boats and lift the boats up, and using cranes that are attached to the dinosaurs and stuff. Mostly hadrosauruses and other kind of more just large instead of huge dinosaurs over here.
I might buy maybe a hunting trap.
There you go.
Yeah, I was wondering if there was a...
Ratia would have stopped seeing those giant dinosaurs and investigated them for a minute, and then caught up with the group before ever going to the grand.
I was probably like dumbfounded alongside her, looking at him like, "What the
big
fuck
powerful
is that?"
lizards replacing machinery.
Yeah.
Speaking of other amazing things, the Temple of Gond had a giant fountain out front that looked like it was almost magical, but you could tell it was purely like hydro machinery, purely gravity-fed water, like spinning on cams and shit. It was crazy. I just forgot to describe it.
Oh, neato.
You can tell water.
And I'll ask a roundabout.
Varkan definitely stops and stares at all this stuff, but yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm asking around about jungle guides.
Jungle guides.
Yeah.
They said the harbor master usually keeps a list of the registered guides in town. Sometimes you can find them in the taverns.
All right. I'll keep that in mind. Harbor Master Taverns. Is he walking away? Harbor Master Tavern.
Harbor Master Tavern.
Yes.
All right. Anybody who bought a rain catcher, the person who sold it to you, it says, Akene Afa hopes that you find it well.
Oh, you guys can see that Varkan also now has his maul with him while he's walking around.
Oh. He's just brandishing it, or
big old claw. Oh, it's just noticeable in his back.
All the guards keep an eye on your big ass.
Yeah. Yep. That's expected.
Yeah, I guess Sral looks pretty loaded too. He's got a warhammer, a longsword, longbow.
Yep.
I mean, only a chain shirt, nothing fancy there. Just lots of weapons, a few daggers as well.
Yeah. Radia has a bow, a short sword, and a dagger, and they're like the bow's on her back, and everything else is on her hip, so you can see all her weapons too.
I've got raggedy clothes, and that's about it.
Chris, could you change the name of your character?
Yep, sure.
If you'd be so kind, like so that I don't have to keep asking you.
Will do.
Yeah, there's potions for sale, scrolls for sale, animals for sale. A little cage with a winged monkey in it, going for 100 gold.
How am I supposed to eat that?
They're like, you eat this one, and it points at a Hadrosaurus and says, that one is also 100 gold.
Need to look up some dinosaurs.
Another thing, +1 ammunition, 50 gold a pop.
Yeah, all of Ratia's attention is on those weird animals.
You said ammunition was a 50 gold a pop? What?
Yeah, +1 ammunition. If you buy an arrow, 50 gold.
A single arrow is 50 gold?
A +1 arrow.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Like, holy shit.
And a +1 shield, a wooden shield that's styled after the Chultan style. It usually has some kind of dinosaur hide stretched across from it. Painted with awesome shit. +1 wooden shield, 450 gold. +1 dagger or a +1 an Icklewa. It looks like a spear to you, but everyone refers to it as an Icklewa. 500 gold.
Pick up some javelins.
Regular javelin activate.
Yeah. I got 5 already, so hopefully I'll go.
Javelins from says, Ikene Alpha hopes you find the javelins well.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
As I kind of hoist them up and look at the native style for these javelins.
Oh yes, they're tipped with dinosaur bone and made out of some hearty, dark wood from the jungle.
Cool.
What about those arrows? I want to look into those. What's so special about them?
They're just +1 to hit and damage. It counts magic. You get past things that resist non-magic damage. They're actually really well made. They have like parrot feathers on the back.
How are they being displayed right now?
Mostly anything that's like magical or expensive, they display with illusions. And then
So
actual item is kept in a giant iron cage attached to a big-ass dinosaur. They've had a thief through a time or two.
Yeah, they're like, there's no way they'd have expensive shit like that sitting out.
Yeah, you can tell it's an illusion because usually it's like they have some kind of enchanted stone disc sitting on a table, and then like the arrow is rotating in it, like it's a fucking hologram. Like, are you interested in purchasing some of our arrows?
I look at them and say, if I had money.
Oh, there are opportunities to make money here in Chult.
Can I carry 2 quivers?
Yeah, we've already heard one of these opportunities. Sure, I'm looking forward to beating up some poor people trying to make a living out there.
If they're poor, they were weak. It's fine.
It's like, well, if you're looking for other ways to make money, I have a friend that usually runs the bets at Executioner's Run. And,
the bets?
Yeah, the bets.
On what?
Whether the executed survive or not.
Lovely.
I'm an easy bet.
You are new to Chult, yes. Those who have disobeyed the law are given a chance at freedom. They are put on Executioner's Run, a pit that was filled with dangerous creatures, and if they run to the end and climb the knotted ropes out the end, they are set free.
I guess they're like Radia's method. The weak die, the strong survive here.
That is the entire land of Chult.
I think I'll like this place.
But yes, if you care to place a wager, go see my friend Kitani. But I think she's had a bad run of luck lately. One of her regulars that would bet large sums did not pay back the last time he lost. Quit chewing on my shit, cat.
Sorry.
No.
You're just eating the book. What are you doing?
Nom nom.
Go being dumb, kitty. Go being dumb.
Pet
That's
me,
why I
bitch.
give you food so you can eat.
Oh.
Food is not pets. Get pets.
Yes. Man, if you're trying to steal out of the Grand Souk, you got eyes everywhere. Because it's literally, they're like, this is why we sell everything right here. So all the guards can stand here and all of our shit's in cages. Like
Right.
regular shit's standing out if you want to buy some regular ass shit. Or steal some regular shit. But all the magic shit is kept behind lock and key. Some of it, they're like, this item is not available. You have to go to the Temple of Joaquin to retrieve it from the bank. You might overhear some people talking about that. And the Temple of Joaquin is that big golden ass building you saw over here
What'd you say was there?
on your way in. That's a temple to Joaquin, a god of trade.
Mm.
And it's just past the arena, which is right here.
Yeah, I'm good on buying shit. If I'm gonna be buying anything, it's gonna be like ale.
What kind of
whatnot.
fights? What kind of fights they got there in the arena?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, all kinds of fights. Exhibition matches. I think tomorrow there's going to be a special ceremonial fight.
Mm.
It's supposed to be about the history of Chult.
Oh my!
You
Did
get
you
a
ever figure
history
out?
lesson and a bit of blood sport. That's interesting.
Oh, yes. Well, there are no deaths unless there is a very bad accident.
Hmm.
But there are prizes.
Mike, did you figure out your gold? Because
I have no gold.
okay, I'll give you 9 gold then.
I look at I look at you like, what?
You're like, you seem well adjusted. Here's 9 gold.
You passing gold out?
I'm like,
I'm a little light.
I
I shake my pouch up and down. And you hear like a barely a tinkle in there.
That's funny.
she looks at you and kind of tilts her head and says, "Thanks." Doesn't really know what to do there.
We're gonna need to buy like rations and stuff like that out there, and so
I am indebted.
don't take it too seriously. It's cool.
Seems like I'm in
She didn't say she didn't have rations.
Oh well,
Do you have rations?
Yeah,
Me?
I have rations.
Good. When you hear all this strong survive talk, and you'd immediately be dying out in the jungle. Admittedly, that would be funny.
It would, yes.
I only actually have 10 days worth. Can any of us hunt?
I can, yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I can hunt.
I
don't think
actually
it's survival on this character. Would you move your big paws, you big dumbass?
I actually should be able to get a good amount of food for us out in the jungle. So if we're ever stuck out there.
Yeah.
And Ratia would just say, "Yes, I hunt well."
Excellent.
When you forage, I think your ranger thing, when you forage, you double the amount you get back from foraging.
That is correct.
So you would get 2d6 plus double your wisdom mod pounds of food from foraging, I think.
That's not much.
If you meet the DC. You only need a pound of food a day.
I know, but I'm just saying, I'm just thinking, you're not bagging a deer or anything. That's like a bunch of rabbits and some veg.
Yeah, it's foraging. Hunting, if y'all want to kill a dinosaur and cure the thing and spend days out there in the woods packing meat away, that's a different story.
Yeah, we may Valheim this shit up. You don't know.
I'd be out there building a fort and shit. Guys, the whole world ended like 6 months ago. I don't give a shit.
My world just began.
But yeah, so where are you off to next, boys?
It's been about 15 minutes, you think?
Yeah, that's what's there. The shopping trip would take 15 minutes. Unless you want to search for crazy shit that you can't afford, then take it out.
Yeah, definitely.
We want to stop at Kaya's house?
Yeah, I guess we could hang out the rest there for the next hour or so, and
So we need to go to the lizard. Sure.
yeah.
That's
And
you told us you were going to meet him at the lizard.
Yeah.
what do y'all think about hiring a jungle guide?
Well, maybe when we're about to go to the jungle.
I know. I was just wondering what y'all thought about it, because
Pay this guy to walk around the city with you.
Seems fine.
yeah.
It's my first time in the jungle, and I feel like I hate it already.
It's the best.
And we haven't even hit the jungle yet.
No, but the
The
air.
wilderness would be good.
Too hot? Yeah. Sticky too.
Yeah, he kind of wipes sweat off his brow. I assume it's going to be worse than there.
Yeah, this is like the just after the rain humid too. Like the streets are wet. None of the people here seem bothered. It looks like it's going to take a torrential downpour to make these people give a fuck about the rain.
Yeah, especially since we're like Baldur's Gate attire, so it's like probably like wool and thick
No,
clothes.
heavy clothes.
It's not that hot. It's not that cold in Baldur's Gate. Baldur's
Oh,
Gate.
it's
If you're in wool,
Baldur's
you're
Gate
going to have to
pretty
make
warm.
a constitution check.
Yeah.
Con save or die of exhaustion.
No, I left my Yeti hide back in my room where it mostly stays. I'm used to lying out in the snow. This place is miserable.
Oh, yeah. So I was heading to Kaya's.
Yes.
Cool.
Hanging out there for like an hour and then go to the rowdy place for some time afterward.
Cool. Well, yeah, you walk past one of these places. This place right here will be a private bathhouse. It looks like there's bathhouses all around the place, but that's a private one. It's members only. Can't go there.
Remember? Fuck them. Shit.
If you ask, they're like, if you would like to go to the public bathhouse, that is over by the Temple of Joaquin, I think.
Well, how do we get to what is required of membership?
To be fair,
Not be afforded
a bath does sound nice.
Oh, is that all?
Oh, how imaginative of you! And then just casually. And
But I think this is the public bathhouse. It's by the coast to the right, bottom right coast.
Are most of the people here Tabaxi, or
Do what?
are most of the people here Tabaxi, or more
Most of the people here are humans, dark skinned.
God damn humans everywhere.
yeah.
Those are the Chultans, and then there's Tabaxi, which are in high. But basically, like it's Chultans, and then humans from other types of other areas of the world, and then a handful of other types of races. Large foreigners, mostly dwarves and elves, kind of deal.
right?
Standard fantasy mix. Very rare on the Kinkus. There's a lot of people that actually look at you, and you can see them talking about you, like, oh. Some people, if you like, in the midst of your asking about things, one person actually asks you, "Are you an Arakokra?"
No. I'm a Kinku.
Oh, very well spoken one.
Didn't know there was more than one bird species. You do see a couple of Arakokra floating around.
Are y'all like mortal enemies?
Don't think so, are they?
Not to me.
Sure.
I mean, even if y'all are mortal enemies, you ain't gonna attack each other in town. You gotta do that shit in the jungle. But yeah, so did y'all say you're gonna go to Kaya's House of Repose or the public bathhouse?
Kaya's first for like 45 minutes, and then we're gonna in the rest of the time in the other place.
To the big bathhouse. Oh, they also say the Temple of Soon is also a sort of public bathhouse, but it's one of those better leave a tip bathhouses because it's rude as fuck if you don't bathhouses because we're powered by it's the Patreon temple. Yeah, Kaya's House of Repose. Anyway, let's go there. Where are you at? Kaya's House of Repose. Hopefully this doesn't stop. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Hey, there's people.
These guys aren't here. I didn't think y'all would go to both taverns, so I only made one tavern. So y'all are just going to have to live with it. Those are at the other tavern. And in here, instead of tables, it's kind of more set up like the affluent arcane. What's the guy? Wakanga Forever. His affluent house. It's more cushions and low tables rather than high tables and dirt on the floor and stuff. It's very clean in here. Colorful, very small windows to keep the heat out, and then the shade from the bridge overhead helps. So people really like this place. And so it's just colorful fabrics everywhere strewn about. It looks like the inside of a painting in here.
I think they might tell us to go to the bathhouse before we go in here.
Yeah. You did learn that hygiene is in Chult.
As what?
It's hygiene is big in Chult. So if you are sweaty, stinky, nasty, then
I mean, we just got off a fucking 10-day boat ride. Like, I doubt I mean, was it really nice? Did we all have like baths and stuff like that, or what was the condition for that? Yeah, so we all stink like we just got off a boat for 10 days, right?
I will use.
They might turn you away at the door.
I was going to use presentation to clean off some of our clothes.
Presentation work.
Okay. So.
I got it too.
Oh, hit me with some of that magic.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, so
you might need to cast it twice.
Some here too, please.
Shackles and I prestidige everybody.
All right.
Dennis, you still there?
Yeah, sorry, I was finishing up the shopping list real quick. I was doing money. I'm writing it out because I'm old school like that.
Oh, no problem, man. I just want to make sure you didn't accidentally mute yourself or something, because I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Just making sure.
I'm trying to figure out how much money I have left after my shopping.
All the shopping and money. But I mean, yeah, you can worry about that later as long as you like don't go overboard and you're like, oh yeah, I bought 85,000 of these. I trust you.
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah, usually you can buy an explorer's pack and be good.
Yeah, except they're heavy as fuck.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Yeah, same here.
But yeah, so yeah, you're about to get turned away. Like you can see this lady in a Chilton like kimono looking get up a very wavy fabric with her hands pressed together, and she's coming over and she's got that Daenerys condescension look on. She's like, but then like you start whipping out the magic deodorant, and she's like, welcome.
Still no substitute for a good bath, but works in a pinch.
It's better than nothing. Welcome to Kaya's house of gentle repose. And then, like, this place is all mood, all aesthetic. There's somebody in the corner. Let me move her back in the corner. She's it's supposed to be a lot bigger because this is the less shitty tavern. Just imagine it being a lot roomier in here. There's a lady that's up on a stage and she's sitting down and she has her eyes closed and she's playing some kind of bamboo xylophone. Just a nice low mood music, doom 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 doom, and it's just real nice. And it's just real relaxing in here. There's no loudish people. Everyone's quiet, sipping their tea. You see a chef come out that has like a plate with 2 gigantic eggs on it, with the top of the eggs are cracked open, and then like the yolk is billowing and fluffy out of the top of the egg, and the people are like, oh yes. Brings it to them, and it has this red chili sauce on the top of it, and they just start digging in. And it's like eating an egg in a cup, except the egg is fucking the size of your head.
Seems like seems like a nice place to study, but I don't know if we can afford it.
Yeah,
that
egg
order.
looks delicious.
It does.
I think we should leave. This place is disgusting.
Oh my god. Oh, the Kenku.
This is drink at the
bird
bar.
People.
If you would like to stay the night, it is 1 gold a night.
That doesn't seem bad. But that's great. Like that, the party's salivating over these eggs that people are eating, and then he's like, "This place is disgusting."
He's like, I looked at that. If you should try our eggs. We call them volcano eggs.
So we relaxing here for an hour.
Let's give it a chance.
Yeah.
Maybe not an hour.
I'm gonna stay pretty close to the door, furthest away from the table with the eggs.
Act like birds
Sure.
don't eat eggs.
Watch out, because this table's about to be stacked with eggs.
It's about to be stacked with eggs. Give me just a second here. Gotta look something up right quick. Roll a random encounter. 17's random sword strikes us. I'm gonna destroy here.
Sral orders a old fashioned.
He gets it.
Oh,
If we stay here, I guess I'll get to drink. She walks up and asks for a water.
Water is plentiful in Chult. She goes over to, like, this is the first time any of you might have seen a fixture on a wall, and she just pulls a lever and water comes out of it. It's attached to a cistern.
like a soft serve thing?
No, water.
Cool.
It's a fucking faucet.
What's that?
What's
Fuck.
up?
Yeah, there's all kinds of fruit dishes and fruit trays and things like that. And they're mixed. They take their fruits and mix them with dinosaur meats and make meat and fruit pies. It's like dessert and lunch all at once. And then they have the volcano eggs. And they have your Fred Flintstone-sized ribs. And not to mention seafood. It's later in the day, so the seafood isn't the best, but it's still got good seafood.
How much is one of those eggs meals there?
Mm-hmm.
How much is that?
2 silver.
It's not too terrible.
But I only have
You can
gold.
get 2 for 3 silver.
I only have gold, though.
Gold breaks down into silver.
Where are you from?
And I give
She tilts her head sideways, like, oh, okay.
you change.
Sral looks incredibly worried. Like,
I think you gave the gold to the wrong person.
having like a
the person playing the xylophone saying,
I give him 1 gold and ask for 1 egg.
Yeah, I'll give 3 silver.
that's the deal.
Yeah, that's the deal.
So then we split silver? Oh.
Hey,
I don't understand either.
oh no, I'm eating both of these.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, those.
In case you missed it, it's 2 silver for 1 egg or 3 silver for 2 eggs.
Right.
How much for the seafood dish?
The seafood's getting kind of mediocre late in the day,
Hey.
so they're like 9.
I want to haggle that.
Lee,
egg.
what's your character's name?
Make me a
Sral.
charisma check or persuasion. No, it's
Sral?
persuasion and charisma check.
I'm gonna look at Sral and say egg.
Or how are you going down?
Do you want one?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, it's not the freshest. I mean, really, 9 copper, maybe 8, 7 copper seems more fair.
Are you haggling right now?
I'll give you the persuasion on it.
It's gonna like the nicest end and start haggling it.
It's like I do apologize.
So
I'll be here in the morning to get the freshest sketches. She'll haggle you down or get you down to 8.
All right, that's fair.
I like.
because I'm getting an egg with your money anyways. Do you want an egg too?
No. It seems to. No, I'm good. I'll actually have. There's like a kind of a rice tomato, like dinosaur dish over there that I see someone eating. That I'm like, ooh, yes, that. It's like kind of a. I'll say to the server, I'll have the the rice with bread sauce on it.
Indeed.
Is that dinosaur meat too? Like, yeah, I'll have that.
Then I give the gold. I give the gold necessary for both of those dishes since it's your money anyway.
No. All right.
King Nobu special.
So is that
It is
how
also
much?
2 silver.
2 silver for his two? Okay, so 8 gold.
Bless you. Did someone sneeze?
No, I was laughing. It sounded like he said King Nobu special.
I was trying to remember the name of that guy from the statue, but I don't remember.
Was it Wuganda?
Special. Special forever.
Could be. It's his, goes his bar a lot, maybe. He does have his own.
What is it called? Mbosu, that's the game.
Did they say what kind of dinosaur these eggs came from, or no?
Those eggs came from
I'll ask when they bring it to me.
They come from specially bred hadrosauruses.
So these are big eggs.
Yeah, huge eggs.
Yeah.
Like as big as your head.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, I'll pay 2 silver for that. Like,
Yeah, it's a whole meal. Yeah, the egg is the meal.
What?
They're called volcano eggs. Basically, like you can watch the dude cook them. They kind of they put the egg in the egg cup and they start taking boiled water and then pouring it over top of the egg, and eventually the top of the egg cracks and they break away a little bit more of the shell and pour the boiling water over the side until you see the egg start to fluff up out of the top. Like an egg cracked while you were boiling it in the water, and then they pierce it in the middle, and they start mixing this red chili sauce in with the yolk. It looks good. Throwing a bunch of foreign spices none of y'all have ever heard of.
Yeah, I'll probably look over to you as we're eating the eggs, because I imagine I'm enjoying this.
I was going to try and talk my way into a good deal, but I don't think I'm going to. Yep.
Yeah, she like shuts you down immediately. She's like, only one deal per table, please.
And as Varkan looks over at you,
Your face is more known. Here more often. What was you saying? Go ahead.
I was going to say after they bring out the food and we're eating it, I'm assuming that's happening. But I'd be looking over at this character there, and of course realizing that we haven't spoken like one word to each other probably.
We're on a boat for 10 days.
Yeah, exactly. And we didn't say one word to each other, probably. He'll probably look over you and say, "It's good, right?"
Just nod.
Hey.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Mine?
Yeah.
Blue Regard. You can call me Blue.
Well, you probably heard mine, Varkan. Nice to meet you, Blue. And then he go back to eating his egg.
Have we heard you call yourself Fizz at all?
No.
Okay. So, old Blue. All right, gotcha.
Yeah.
You're my boy, Blue. Yeah. Yep.
I just updated it on my character sheet. I was like, I didn't really come up with one, and it's like, no, I'm gonna go with Blue Regard because one, it plays on like the Foster's House of Imaginary Friends. I was like, I love that. And then on top of that, he just you're my boy, Blue, old school.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
You're my boy, Blue. But yeah, it is a very pleasant meal, and it is very quiet here, and nothing happens at all.
All right. Yeah. So.
Eventually, the lady that's playing the music, she gets to go on break, and another one relieves her, and she pulls out a bamboo cane and kind of taps her way into a back room and keeps her eyes closed.
Yeah. After I finish eating my huge egg meal, I'll probably just pull out that book and start kind of scrawling and enjoy the quiet.
It is a good place for book reading.
Mm-hmm.
I try to wave down the waiter and ask him what made this egg.
You say, oh, it is a hadrosaurus.
Yeah, I just posted the a picture in the Discord.
Oh, nice.
They're a special breed that you can buy from what's his dick? Whose name I don't know.
Nice.
All right.
No, and I lost the page. Son of a bitch.
So usually to blow time, or burn time, whatever. Sral is anybody down for some cards? I have a deck.
I am, but I was going to ask the waiter about the ziggurats, if what he could tell me about it.
True.
Oh, in the old city. Well,
I'll play cards. Just tell me what the rules are.
Oh, well, what do you know any games?
The waiter just kind of thinks for a moment, and she's like,
all right.
There's not much going on in the old city. They have a small market. Most of the economy in the old city is based around executioner's run. Yeah, sometimes when criminals that aren't put to death outright are sometimes given a chance to prove themselves in executioner's run. People bet on the outcome of whether they live or die, how far they make it. And sometimes people who make it out, they get addicted to the fame and they commit crimes again so they can be thrown into the run again.
Good way to breed stronger criminals, huh?
Ratia's ears perk up. Doesn't really make much of a reaction, but takes interest in that idea.
Yeah, but the ziggurats are old. They have passed hands many times and have many secrets. It's not a place I would find myself, though.
It's amazing you put so many heads together. People just come up with dumber and dumber ideas.
Nailed it.
Find entertainment in these strange times, in this strange land.
Yeah.
The jungle would not be so kind.
Yeah, we can agree on that.
Oh, yeah. Could I have bought some clothes?
Get you some colorful ass clothes.
Yeah, some of the, I'm sure it's light and airy and whatnot.
Yeah, light, airy, and colorful.
Yeah. I'll just put Chult clothes down.
Yeah, as long as y'all are in the city, you can be like, can I buy this? And be like, yeah. But like if you're out in the jungle, be like, hey, can I have bought this? No.
No.
Yeah.
Did anybody, I'll look it up, see how much clothes are.
Yeah.
10 GP for a traveler's outfit or something.
Yeah, Varkan has shed his cape at this while he's walking around. Probably it's just the heat kind of gets to him. It's just kind of carrying it with him, or his cloak anyway, and has and basically has just very simple kind of undergarments on. So now he's much cooler.
You walking around in your underwear?
Basically, yeah. It's like
He's got a loincloth on.
It's like, yeah, and it's like crude make, not like tailor make, like crude make loincloth and stuff like that. Yeah, it's absolutely
Okay. Yeah, Chult clothes.
The guy is like, I would have to ask you to cover yourself while you're in my establishment, please.
Well, he's not naked.
But everybody else is wearing these kimonos in here. She brings over kimonos and says, I will allow you to rent this for 5 copper.
Fuck this. I get up and walk out.
Yeah, image to maintain. You can't have people in their underwear in your establishment.
It's the shit of his people.
Yeah.
The outfit of his people.
I didn't shit on your clothes.
Well, the next time I go to your mountain, you can tell me what to wear.
This is Yeti skin. Fuck you. And then I walk out.
Yeti skin?
Don't come back if you're going to be so rude.
Yeah, I leave.
You did just call this people garbage.
This thing I told him to put on a robe.
Well, I guess we're all.
Make my way to the lizard.
Anyways,
Do you step back in and grab the rest of your egg and walk out?
I figure I already finished my egg.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So
Yeah. I mean, if we're all finished,
she's like, Kaya, is there trouble?
I'm like,
yeah,
are
she
we
sucks.
leaving?
And I'm out.
And you see the lady with the cane come tapping back in.
Well, maybe
I'm already
not.
gone.
I guess if we're leaving, I
Yeah.
get up. I grab the shell of the egg and like slurp back whatever's left, and then just get up.
I probably Goku'd my shit to begin with, so
Yeah.
I've been like sitting back with big ass belly. Like,
Yeah, I pounded those eggs.
Yeah, she's like cleaning up the table. Foreigners.
yeah, I'll waddle my ass out.
Yeah, when Varkan sees you guys kind of coming out, he stops and waits for you guys to catch up, and nods to all of you. And so he says, Yeti skin. Nothing wrong with it.
No, I mean, it's the clothing of your people. I mean, kind of rude. There, be like, cover all this up.
Everyone else in there was wearing kimonos and shit.
And I say, looks functional to me.
Yeah. And they're about to start wearing fire. Whoops, did that say?
It's too hot
moving
to be
along.
wearing these damn kimonos anyway.
It's like we made it 2 hours before we started burning taverns.
Right. Actually,